Hello everyone, Sableduo Gaming here, and for this video I will reveal to you some happy, or not happy, I'm happy about it, but some awesome news, a new thing that I came up with. I found out actually that is 100% true, because there is extreme amount of evidence to support it, and if it wasn't, it would be a huge disappointment and a huge coincidence on all rights, and I don't think it's like that. But I always have to say it's a theory, because it was never directly stated as direct in the game, and Scott Cawthon has never proven it otherwise, because no one has ever talked about it otherwise. I think Scott Cawthon and me are the only two people who know about it so far, but maybe I'm the only one who knows about it, so I'm just going to call it a theory right now. 5 Nights at Freddy's 3 was a lie. What I mean by this is that Fazbear Fright wasn't a real, publicly open, haunted house. It was actually a plot for Purple Man to lure in and kill Jeremy Fitzgerald, since through the minigames in 5 Nights at Freddy's 2, he was the only witness to the crimes that Purple Man committed. Now here's my evidence for this theory. On day 1, the new phone guy said you were a part of the attraction, playing as a security guard. Well, if this were true, then where are the visitors who came to see the attraction because you are part of the attraction, and they would obviously come to have seen you? They couldn't have came to the attraction and just not have seen you, because the point of you being there is for them to see you. Otherwise, there's no point for you being a part of the attraction. Now, if the visitors never came, then why? Well, it's because everyone got a newspaper saying that the place was burnt down. Now, isn't it possible that the Purple Man's actual occupation is being a journalist? Holy crap, that right there might be shocking to you, because no one has ever said this before, and I think it's true. But let me continue so I can prove it to you. He made up both newspapers, because he's the journalist, to trick Jeremy Fitzgerald into thinking that you could work there, so that he could kill you, then tell everyone that the place burnt down, so that there won't be any witnesses to the obviously dangers of the place, and obvious dangers of you. You, but Purple Man coming out and killing Jeremy. I know the place burning down could be a lie, because in the newspaper about it, Springtrap is in the background as an Easter egg. But if you think that the Purple Man is a journalist, then the evidence of Springtrap in the picture confirms that the Purple Man staged the paper, since they are the same person. Before I move to my next evidence, I would like to point out that the fire burning down article showing up after beating the game doesn't mean that the article was published on that day. It could have been published the next day after the first paper. Jeremy Fitzgerald just never personally got it, because if Purple Man let that happen, then Jeremy wouldn't be going to fill out a job application, because you can't when the place is burned down. So everything, the whole entire newspaper that you read is something that was released that everyone else got, but Jeremy, because Purple Man made it that way by probably stealing your paper or something, but you saw it, not Jeremy Fitzgerald, because it's story plot. It's narrative practically. Jeremy hasn't read it. Well, the fact that Jeremy has read all the other papers, but this is the only one, and there's no evidence saying that he didn't read it, but there's no evidence saying that he read all the others, but instead saying that there's a job opening, but he did join, and those could be, the papers themselves are narratives, and him reading them is a coincidence. Okay? But this one is not. Now, onto my further evidence. I also know that Fazbear Fright was a plot by Purple Man because the first night was the only night the new phone guy talked to you. It was also the only night to feature no activity at all. If the new phone guy was Purple Man, then couldn't it be possible that he hasn't stuffed himself inside Springtrap yet? Because the suit's animatronic voice box changes his voice, and it's evident from the jump scare that he makes a crazy scream that humans can't, obviously. And he couldn't tell you anything while in the suit, so he told you everything in night 1 and pre-recorded part of night 2 to tell you about, because he is in part of night 2, so that he could put in the audio and have that for the rest of the nights, because he got into his jumpsuit to attack you on night 2 and all the other nights, while the audio is playing for you automatically from the old phone guy. My last piece of evidence for this theory is if Purple Man made Springtrap, then why would Fazbear Fright use Springtrap if they were a legitimate business? Because, obviously, I know for a fact, horror houses would never, ever use props that are a real threat to the lives of their visitors, like Springtrap. I mean, that would cause the place to close down. Now, that was my theory on how Five Nights at Freddy's story was a lie. But wait! Why would Purple Man do all of this at all, instead of just coming and shooting Jeremy for being a witness? Well, that question can be answered. If you remember from previous games, you might realize that Purple Man had only killed anyone by luring them in and killing them. Like how in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, he was the person who lured in all the children. Like in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there's a rare scene where after following the marionette, randomly, a Purple Man would come out and kill you. And my marionette was luring you to him, and that could be his doing. And in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, you followed the Purple or Shadow Freddy, whatever you want to call him, into the room that he was, and you were at the animatronics, and he murdered you every single time, because he was luring you, because he knows how to win every single time. And then, the very end part happened. Now, this might be because Purple Man's kill tactics only involve luring people into traps similar to movie villains, because maybe that's the only way he was learned how to. Now, when he killed that one child in that one death minigame for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, when he killed the child outside the diner, that when Fazbear Freddy was delivering it all the things to everyone, all the cake. Well, what I have to say about that is that the door that the child was behind and was crying from could have been like it could have been the back alley or something. Could have been somewhere where the Purple Man could just drive up, come out, stab the child there, and kill him without anyone noticing, because it was more secluded and it was way easier and everything, and he plans everything very well, and he knew that he could set everything into fruition that way. Now, that was my theory. Five Nights at Freddy's 3. This is what I'm personally not even going to consider it a theory, and I want you all to not consider it a theory. Now, I want you to read description, because I am going to add in there some copywriting about this theory. Okay, just read. Don't say anything yet. Okay, just read the description. This has been Sableduo Gaming here, and bye bye. This was it. I'm done. Done.